Wayne Dyer said that your thoughts become your things whether you like it or not. In this video, I'm going to share with you how your thoughts are creating the circumstances in your life and how you can take more control over that. So we learned from Darren Hardy in his book, The Compound Effect, that things will compound over time. And so do our thoughts, so do our actions. Everything compounds. And even we learned from Steve Jobs, who said that we can always connect the dots looking backwards. So if we can connect the dots looking backwards and things are going to compound as we move forwards, then what do we need to do to get this going for us, to get our life moving in the right direction? Well, if we think of our mind as like a GPS, and it is, and I'll prove that to you in a moment, but if you think of your mind like a GPS, and it can be programmed for the destinations you want. So it can be programmed just like you're going on vacation. So if you're going to go on a vacation, just like I booked a cottage recently, you're going to look at the location where you want to go. You're going to think about the different qualities you're looking for. Maybe a non-smoking cottage and a cottage that has clean water, things like that, and lake access, things like that. So you start thinking about where you're going to go, what you're going to experience, and you start looking. And so now you're targeting your thoughts and your actions towards what you want. Well, it's no different in your life, in your business. If there's things that you want, you have to program your mind for the things that you want. And you have to program a GPS for the destination you want. So that cottage, if I don't program it properly into my phone, into my map, and follow that map, I may not get there. And I may have to, ask for directions or look at signs and try to get there kind of haphazardly. So your mind is no different. You have a GPS mind, and you can use it to get to where you want to go, to your destination. And what you'd have to do is to use your thoughts and your words carefully, because your thoughts and your words are the coordinates. They are the details that are required to get to where you want to go. So you have to think and speak and feel in ways that's going to take you there. That's why intention is so powerful. The Seed of the Soul is an amazing book that talks about intention. Even Oprah Winfrey had the author of The Seed of the Soul on her program and talked about the power of intention. If you have a clear intention, a destination you want to get to, and you can think about it and you can feel about it. Even Mel Robbins was talking about it and shared that you have to have a vision for it. You have to see it, feel it, make it tangible in here first. You make it tangible in here, and then it will be tangible out there. That's what Bob Proctor taught me, that we have to make things visible, tangible in our mind first. That's how you program your GPS mind. So thoughts and words will start to move you in the right direction. And as you start moving forward, you start feeling the momentum pull you forward. Just like I told you about that cottage. We know what we don't want. We've had experiences where we went to a place last year where there was smoking and everything smelled like smoke in there, and then everything smelled like smoke when we left, our clothes and everything. And so we don't want that. So we know what we don't want, but what do we want? We want a place that is non-smoking, that is clean, and it has clean water and beach access and all sorts of things. So you have to use your mind in the same way as you would plan vacation. But instead, you're thinking about the things you want, the goals that you want. They may not be tangible right now, but you have to make them tangible somehow. You have to think about what you want and talk about it. If you like journaling, you can journal about it. And you can use the 2-minute rule from James Clear's Atomic Habits. Just 2 minutes of journaling every day. Just write down, I want, and then fill in the gaps under that. Just write some bullets about what you want, just for 2 minutes. That's it. Start with 2 minutes. And if you find that you're doing 2 minutes easily and it's kind of boring and you'd rather do more, then you write for more. But just start with 2 minutes. All you have to do is just say, I'm going to write even one line. That's it. I want, and write one statement about what you want. That's getting your mind focused on where you're going. And as you do this more and more, you will start to compound. Your thoughts will start to compound. Your actions will start to compound. They will start to add up. And eventually, you'll be able to look back at your history, back at where you originated from, and realize what got you to where you are right now. You'll realize that every single step, every single thought that you had led you to where you're going to go. That's why so many people are asked the question, what would you change about your life if you could go back 10, 20 years? What would you change? And most people say nothing. The reason why is because we can reason it. We can reason it out and say, well, all those experiences, all those mistakes and failures and challenges, they all led to where I am today. And if you've ever studied film, there are silent movies by Buster Keaton. His first part of the film was all mistakes. He was making mistakes and trial and error and failing. And then the second half was where he implemented all of his mistakes and his learnings. I mean, that's the whole thing. A goal isn't a destination. A goal is learning. It's about learning along the way, learning along the path that you're taking to that destination, to the thing you want, to the achievements you want. And you need to corner your thoughts, because if you don't, guess what? Old thoughts will come in. Fears, doubts, worries. And Jack Canfield said it really well, that worrying is nothing but negative goal setting. Would you ever set a negative goal? No, I wouldn't, and I know you wouldn't either. So why do we fear things? Why do we doubt things? Well, because it's uncertain. How do we make it more certain? We write about it, we think about it, we imagine it, we make it up. That's what imagination is. That's why Einstein said that imagination is more important than anything. Why would it be more important than anything? Well, because we need to get our mind tuned in, turned on, turned up into the thing that we want. Get it focused on what we want. If we were like a predatory bird, like a falcon, who needed to catch its prey every day and eat and feed its offspring, we would act differently. We would really, really focus on what we want. We wouldn't just go sitting anywhere trying to catch prey. We would go where the prey is. In fact, there are some here in my neighborhood. These falcons come here. Why? Because there's all sorts of little birds that are nesting around our neighborhood, and they can catch them easily. That's an easy breakfast. So if we were to take that approach and think like a falcon, focus like it, think, I have to catch something, I have to do something, I have to accomplish something, I have to take incremental steps towards this objective that I want. And why? Because it's motivating. What's pulling on your heartstrings? What makes your heart sing? That's what you need to move towards. If you don't know what is pulling on your heartstring and making your heart sing, then write about that. Write about what you want. When you write about it and think about it, guess what? You'll start getting tuned in. You'll tune into your heart. You'll tune into the things that motivate you. Because when you have something that motivates you, it pulls you forward. You know what it's like. Especially when you met your significant other, your spouse, if you have one. You know what it's like. The first time you saw them, the first time you met them, you're like, wow, this person's amazing. I want to get to know them. Sometimes it's as much as you want to be with them for life. So you start thinking thoughts like this is an amazing person. I want to get to know them. I want to be with them for life. And eventually you do. You end up coming together and you end up getting married and you end up making a great life and perhaps having children and so on. But it's like that. It's that kind of pull. You have this magnetic pull. Ultimately that pull is about procreation, but there's a magnetic pull. And you need to do that with your goals. You need to have this magnetic pull. Why are you going to work so hard and struggle and make mistakes and fail and go through the emotional cycle of change just to get something? It's not material. It can't be material. It's going to be some outcome that's going to make you feel good. Perhaps you're going to have more freedom, more flexibility, more joy in your life, more memorable moments with your family. My objective is to help entrepreneurs to create a life worth remembering. A life worth remembering means that you're living a life worth living and a life worth dying for all at once. You're really focusing your attention on what you want and moving forward. So ask yourself, am I living a life worth living? Am I living a life worth dying for? Am I going to create an amazing life, and am I going to reach my goals and my destinations and learn along the way and feel good about myself? That's what you're aiming for. So coming back to what I said, your thoughts and words are the keys to getting to your destination. They are the materials you need to get to your destination. They are going to compound. And as you keep thinking and feeling and talking about things, and if you want to use a commitment device like James Clear talks about, make a commitment to somebody else and make that promise, but also commit that unless you get it done, there's going to be a consequence. And some of them, you can make it a severe consequence. Perhaps you don't like a certain political leader, write a check for $1,000, date it, sign it for 60 days out, or depending on how long your goal is, and put it in an envelope, and unless you achieve your goal, that check's going to be sent. That's quite a motivation. That's a commitment device. You can do other things that aren't as extreme, but those are the kinds of things you can do. But your thoughts and words will compound over time, and you will eventually hit your result. And once you do, then you can look back and you'll be able to connect the dots, and you'll be able to see exactly where you started and all the steps that you took to get there. So just remember that you have control. This GPS, this is an information center. It's a GPS, and you can program it, and you can get to your destination easily and effortlessly if you just do it a little bit every day, consistently, and focus your attention on what you want. Think about it, feel it, get in touch with it, and really know what it looks like and feels like. Make it tangible. Then you will achieve your goals. So if you like this video, let me know in the comments below. You can subscribe, you can like, you can do all sorts of great things. But if you don't do anything, I have no idea what you're doing. But hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll see you on my next video. Bye.